Hello out there, all you beautiful tea party people. I suppose since you're back, it means you haven't yet been poisoned enough by our sick and twisted stories, which probably means you're pretty sick and twisted yourself, and in that case, we're so glad you could make it back for another episode of the Poison Tea Party.
Welcome.
Yes, welcome.
Join us.
Are welcome. In case you didn't know, we are a bi-weekly podcast bringing you a delightful blend of strange and mysterious happenings throughout history, all while gathered around in an exquisite tea party fashion. Our teacups are always filled with various adult poisons and spirits, giving us all the liquid courage we need to get through these truly curious and mystifying tales. We've made it through our first round of tea parties, so great job, ladies. Which
round
means,
of applause.
I know.
I think we've done well.
Marvelous.
Marvelous.
Pat ourselves on the back,
Marvelous.
if you will. Marvelous. And so now that means I'm back to host. My name is Janet. To the left of me, overindulging on all the poisons, is Trass.
What up?
And to the right of me, the lady who had us all questioning our mental health last week is Kaylee.
Hey, everybody.
Wow. And tonight we have a very special tea party guest joining us. Someone we don't get to see too terribly often. Our brother and uncle, Wesley. How's it going, Wes?
Good. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah.
I'm very excited. Hopefully I can keep you guys in check a little bit.
It's good luck.
We need that.
We know.
We need that. But we did bring back the swear jar. You're welcome, Dad.
Yes. Love you, Grandpa.
Anyway, absolutely.
Good job, Wes.
That was good. That was a good little pizzazz.
Welcome to the tea party, guys. We're coming at you from a padded room in a basement of an old abandoned mental institution somewhere in the Midwest. Before we get down to business here today, I wanted to take a quick minute to say a big heartfelt thank you to all of you out there who keep coming back and listening to the Poison Tea Party every week. When we started this thing, we weren't sure what to expect. The only thing we knew is that we wanted to creep each other out and have fun. Every other week, one of us takes turns doing research and writing an episode. And then we just get our teacups out, pour some kind of liquor in them, and sit around, hit record, and we have the greatest time. And the response has been overwhelming. We've never dreamed that we'd be having returning listeners from places like frickin' Australia, Argentina, France, Romania, and England.
Wow, shout out.
I know, can you believe it? The Dominican Republic, like Canada, everywhere.
I'm here for it.
We have tea party guests listening right here at home, all over the United States as well. Iowa, Nebraska, Florida, Ohio, Virginia, Minnesota, Wisconsin. We see you listening and sharing the podcast, and we're so appreciative. And we're going to keep doing this thing. We would do it anyway, but it makes it so much cooler knowing that we have a Poison Tea Party Society out there joining in on the fun.
You bitches.
Absolutely.
For real.
We hope you're drinking along, laughing along, and feeling the spooky vibes with us. So thank you all very much.
Woo. Thank you, guys.
And a special shout out to all the work friends, because I know you guys are really pushing it for us, really
Shout
pumping
out
it up
to them.
So we're just really excited and
Yep,
wanted to say
we're taking
thank
care of those Wisconsin numbers up
That's
there.
right. That's right.
Good job, Wes.
Okay, so I think it's time to get some fun going here. And to get us in the mood for the really strange story that I've prepared for you tonight, I wanted to start by playing a little game of Would You Rather.
Oh, shit.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm here for it.
Y'all ain't ready for this.
I'm ready.
We sing in every episode, you know
We
that?
do.
I know.
We do. We do.
I think that's just how we conversate with
It
each
really
other.
is.
You do.
All right, Wesley, our guest. Are you ready?
Born ready.
Would you rather be written about in history books for something terrible you did, or be completely forgotten after you die?
Written about for sure.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I am
yeah.
Achilles. Men die with honor.
Oh, my
Hell
God.
yeah.
That's right, goddammit.
What about you? Would you rather be written about or forgotten?
I would definitely rather be forgotten. Just,
Lame.
whatever. My kids can remember me, but
Yeah, that's true.
That's true.
What about you, Cowie?
I'd rather be written about.
absolutely. she
Girl,
would.
you would have been written about against your will
Ages
or
ago.
whatever. Yeah. I think I maybe mostly want to be forgotten, but a little bit remembered. Maybe I cut my ear off.
Yeah, Van Gogh.
Shit, yeah.
Tea break.
Yep, intermission. Well, sort of.
God, it's burning so good.
All right. Trass.
Yo.
Would you rather be extremely poor but have your freedom, or be extremely rich but be a prisoner?
Well, I mean, I'm pretty poor, and I have my freedom right now.
So maybe you've lived that life.
Maybe I've lived it, and so I might want to be rich now. I think that's...
Oh my God, you're trying to go another way?
Yeah, I mean...
spice it up a little bit,
I just
if you
want to
will.
test out the waters a little bit.
For real.
I think that's acceptable.
What about you, Wes? Would you rather be extremely poor but have your freedom, or be extremely rich but be a prisoner.
Just like Tracy.
Yeah.
Been there, done that. We might as well mix it up.
Kaylee, do you agree?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I was thinking that in my head, thinking I was going to be original and shit,
This is my twist on it, though. Like,
what are you a prisoner of?
Exactly. I overthink, so I'm like, prisoner how?
Yeah.
Like, prisoner, I can't leave my house?
I'm okay with that.
I mean,
Yeah.
I will
but
never
can
leave
still
my
be
house again.
extremely
Same.
rich.
Give me $1 million, just
I'm
$1 million.
gonna stay home.
Yeah, I don't have
Stay
to leave.
home, watch my same fucking
But
shows.
am I, like, in jail but rich? Then what's the point of being
Well,
rich?
yeah, then what's the point? But like,
I'm sorry, but you
But if
can't
it's
be
just at
rich.
home,
I know
like
I wrote the
DoorDash.
questions, but I just don't have the answers to these.
I think we could blow $1 million on DoorDash.
Oh, absolutely, we could.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Today. We could do it today.
Can
I
we all
need a
be-
bouncy house.
can we,
Delivered now.
right? Can
Now.
we be prisoners together? Because that would be
That
Well,
would
we'd have to
be-
be, right?
because we could just kick it in a big ass mansion, and then we are all rich.
Yeah.
and
And
then we definitely have enough for
Yeah,
DoorDash.
right, Chaz. You would kick us all the fuck out.
Not if our house was big enough.
If she had me busting in her room every morning, like fucking doing some dance, being like, "Good morning,
Okay,
sunshine."
the real question is, can I have my dogs?
yeah.
Then it's fine.
I mean, yeah,
All
right?
of them.
I mean,
We'll
I
make a
just
fucking
write
room
the
for 'em.
questions. I don't answer them.
As
I
long
think we're
as you,
thinking too deep about this.
as long as you build me another house so that I can foster my dogs and still have all of my dogs, I'm down with it. Let's all. I mean, we've been talking about building ourselves a compound for
We
years.
have not a culty compound,
No,
but like
a family.
a family one
with a swimming
pool.
And maybe not a tennis court because nobody fucking likes tennis.
No.
And if you do like tennis, then we don't want to be
I don't
your
wanna
friend.
be
We
your
don't wanna be
friend.
your friends. Oh fuck! I forgot about that damn thing.
The wine's,
Sorry, Dad.
The wine's getting to me. I'm gonna have to drink. I'm gonna have to switch over to beer here. Pretty
All right,
soon.
Kawi, you ready? Would you rather be the funniest person in the room or the smartest person in the room?
I feel like right now in my life, I'm a little mix of both.
Oh, damn.
No, I'm just kidding.
Little grandiosity. You know, they say psychopaths have that.
No, probably the funniest.
I agree.
I just like to be funny.
Me too, but sometimes being the smartest has its advantages.
Downfalls.
Well,
as
you get annoyed because everyone
Yes.
around you is an idiot.
I work in the food
Tracy
industry.
would rather be the smartest.
I'm already the funniest,
Yeah, we already knew that.
Oh my god.
and I'm
Getting real
already
deep in here, West.
the smartest 90% of the time. But it's okay. I would much rather be the smartest because
See, this is what I know about myself. I'm not always the smartest, but when I know what I'm talking about, I know what I'm fucking talking
You best
about.
believe, bitches.
And I'm not going to argue with you over something if I'm not 100% fucking sure that I know for
Everything.
a fact what I'm talking about.
That's not always true for me. Whoops. What about you, Wes? Would you rather be the funniest person in the room or the smartest?
Well, currently I'm both, but
See? We're on
Doubt
the
it.
same level.
no, he came for us all.
He
Doubt
did.
it.
but probably funniest.
Yeah. You want to, like, lighten up the mood. You just want to have
It
fun.
doesn't always lighten up the mood. Okay?
Yes, it does. I made you fucking cry last time with my great famine.
Oh,
so
well, you didn't do
talk
that on
about-
purpose, though, Kaylee, so
Well,
it wasn't
it
your
goes
wit.
into funniest. I wasn't the smartest at that moment.
That's right.
I didn't even realize I was like a quote unquote class clown until I was in my late 20s.
Yeah.
Like I didn't
I've
even.
always known that about myself. I'm like weird.
So somebody lied to you in your 20s?
Somebody
No, I just never, like, I guess I just never put like two and two together until I was like, I don't remember what happened. But I was like, why does everybody always laugh at everything? I mean, am I
'Cause
funny?
you're funny.
I am funny.
Yeah, you
I'm
are
fucking
funny.
hilarious.
I think you're a fucking hilarious
I'm the
bitch.
greatest.
Sometimes I don't think I'm actually really that funny, but I think I'm really awkward, so people think
Wesley-
I'm being funny, and I'm really just fucking weird.
Wesley
I think
is
that's
policing
me.
me.
Are you telling on him?
Yeah, he just fucking made me
He did,
put a
and now he's
quarter in the
sipping his
jar.
tea.
Our brother is a man of few words, but I assure you he is engaging and he is
With-
bossing Tracy around
Yes.
and I'm here for it.
He's
I'm
my
here for
little-
all of the moments of
He's
that.
my little brother. He's the youngest.
How come like we go from tallest to
Yeah,
shortest?
so in our family,
the opposite way.
my brother is 5 years younger than me, and he's way taller than me. And I'm 3 years younger than my sister, and I'm quite a bit taller
Way
than
taller.
her.
Yeah. I'm
So it-
5'1".
So youngest to oldest is the height we got going on
So
here.
funny. It's so
Wesley's the
ridiculous.
biggest, Janet's the shortest.
Okay, so that was fun. But if you all are ready, are y'all ready?
We're ready.
Don't spit it out, Tress.
Listen, the way you were like, that was fun.
That was so fun.
We're done now.
I have my Valley Girl voice on. I
All
can't
right.
help it. Okay, so if y'all are ready, everybody gather around, pull up a comfy chair, grab your granny's teacup, and pour your favorite poison because this is going to get downright strange. So tonight we're going a little lighter, a little weirder. This is a story you may have never heard before. I've been asking everyone I come in contact with if they know this story. And I have yet to come across anyone who fucking has.
Me either.
Stupid, goddamn it. So, I knew it would make for a perfect episode. The first time I heard of this, I was absolutely shocked to find out that it was a true story. I had so many questions, so I started doing my own research to try to figure it all out. Throughout history, we come across strange people who do strange things. In 1884, Sarah Winchester, heiress to the Winchester rifle fortune, began what would be massive construction on her home to appease ghosts that she believed were haunting her. In 1932, the country of Australia declared war on a giant pack of emus that were destroying wheat crops, and they lost. And in 1888, Vincent van Gogh cut off his own ear, casually calling it a simple bout of artist craziness.
Simple. It's simple.
It's simple. It's simple. These are just a few instances of weird and peculiar things that show that history is both strange and completely gripping at the same time. Well, tonight's tale is no different. I'm about to introduce you to a woman who single-handedly turned the medical community completely upside down in 1726. A humble, uneducated woman living in poverty who would even gain the support of a king. This is the unbelievable but completely true story of Mary Toft, the woman who gave birth to rabbits.
What the fuck?
Mary Toft was born Mary Denyer in 1703 in Godalming, Surrey, an English market town about 40 miles southwest of London, England. Godalming at the time was one of the poorest areas in the country. Mary was baptized in a local parish church on February 21st, 1703. Not much else is known of Mary's very early days, but in general, life was extremely difficult for the poor at this time in history. So we can just about imagine that she was poorly educated, if she was educated at all. She was probably malnourished, as food was usually not plentiful for poor families, and she was probably not able to bathe or wash regularly, as these accommodations weren't something that was readily available for even most people, but especially the poorest at the time. Indoor plumbing wouldn't be invented for another 150 years.
It was a stanky bitch.
It
Sorry.
was ripe. It was ripe
It
out.
was real ripe in there.
So I think it's safe to assume life for Mary growing up was probably pretty tough. The next thing we do know of Mary is that she was married at the age of 17 to a local man named Joshua Toft. He was an 18-year-old tailor who found it difficult to find steady employment. And the couple did have 2 children.
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 Oh my god. Okay. Mary would walk 2 hours to work in local hop fields and then walk 2 hours home. And she did this every fucking day, day after day. Could you even imagine?
7 days a week every day?
Yeah, every day.
Fuck that, dude.
Every day.
Honestly. I mean,
When I was your age,
I
I
was
used to
outside-
walk in the snow
Listen,
to get to school.
this is worse than uphill both ways, honey.
right. I was outside for like 5
'Cause you
minutes
work
earlier,
all day.
and
Oh,
I
hell
thought I
no.
almost died.
But I think maybe in England the weather's a little not so 100,000 degrees out.
No, they don't even have air conditioners over there. Do you know
It's
that?
a lot
well,
colder.
especially in 17 fucking whatever.
Right.
03.
But I mean,
they
like
don't.
nowadays, it's not like a normal thing that like households have. They don't even fucking have air conditioning still to this day.
Give it time.
They find it weird that we have AC. I mean, hey, if I didn't need an if I was
Okay,
growed
someone
up,
in England message us, thepoisonteaparty@gmail.com, and tell me if you guys have air conditioners over there. Why the fuck don't you have air conditioners?
they definitely have them. It's just not like a normal.
like every house has
if
them.
you or I lived over there, like we wouldn't have them. Like
The
that's
fuck?
what I mean. They have them. I'm sure they have them in businesses and especially like museums and shit to keep the artifacts like
We're gonna
sound.
get
but
canceled.
like houses.
It's a for real thing. Like they keep their washing machines in the kitchen and they don't have dryers. This
Shut
is
the fuck.
no. This is a legit fucking thing.
Damn it.
Damn it. Me too. I'm talking to you, somebody in the UK. You guys need to message my sister and let her know that that's a real fucking thing, that it really is true.
Email us and
The
let us
trade
know. I
winds
need to
keep them
know.
pretty mild in their
I mean, I could
temperatures.
Google it, but somebody who lives there would know better. Anyway, it's said that Mary's temperament was disgruntled and extremely grumpy at times, and living a life like this, it's not exactly hard to see why.
Nope.
So, here we go.
I'm nervous.
Mary lived her mundane life day in, day out, struggling to survive. So when she fell pregnant in 1726, there's no doubt both her and her husband Joshua were probably pretty worried. But worry would soon turn to grief when Mary miscarried in late August. Miscarriages were a common outcome for peasant women in the 18th century, as they were still expected to continue their grueling field work during pregnancy to support their often large families. But something strange had happened during Mary's last pregnancy. One day, while working in the hop fields, Mary was startled by a rabbit. She watched it run off, and then it paused in the distance. Mary froze and watched the rabbit watching her. She suddenly became overwhelmed with the thought that she was going to hunt this rabbit. So she ran after the rabbit, but it was quicker than her. And
shit.
and
Sorry.
No. And then it ran off into the woods.
Well, duh. Well, you ain't got no rifle.
Bitch, you been working 7 days a week, fucking all the time, and then you think you're going to catch a rabbit? No.
I'm just going to run after it. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
I mean, how else did they catch
A gun, a slingshot, something.
1726? What do they got?
Guns, slingshots.
Oh, damn. I don't know shit about any of that. I think it's time for a tea break.
I think the last thing I
And
need
on that note,
is a tea break.
I need another beer.
I've got my Mondoro and my Bud Light.
The Bud Light, the beer. The Bud Light, the beer. Anyways, all I can say is I feel very uneasy after hearing that. I don't know why. I just get a weird vibe.
well, it's
It's about to get
Setting
real
it up.
fucking weird, huh?
Wes knows.
Why are you so stoic?
It's gonna
It's
be
fucking
weird.
creepy.
It's gonna be weird.
He's just
Get
waiting.
ready.
I don't want to get ready.
From that point on, call it pregnancy cravings or a mental health issue.
No.
But Mary was absolutely obsessed with rabbits.
No.
Holy
Janet,
fucking
okay.
hell.
But look at my legs. I already got goosebumps. tell me it's not going to happen.
It is.
No.
It is.
Okay, let me hear it.
On September 27th, 1726, Mary would turn the entire country on its head. That day, Anne Toft, Mary's mother-in-law, and a neighbor, Mary Gill, called on the local obstetrician, John Howard, to assist them with Mary in the delivery of a birth. Already a little strange, given that she had just miscarried a month before.
Ooh, I'm getting the jeebies.
This is fucking sick. I don't even know what happens yet, but I'm pretty sure.
I can just feel it.
Mary gave birth to what seemed to be lumps of flesh or a malformed placenta. But after closer inspection, it became apparent.
Kaylee.
Just fucking say it. I'm gonna throw up.
She's covering her eyes.
It became apparent that the objects Mary had given birth to were not, in fact, human at all. Howard delivered what he described as, quote, 3 legs of a cat of a tabby color, and 1 leg of a rabbit. The guts were as a cat's, and in them were 3 pieces of the backbone of an eel, end quote.
That bitch
Girl,
just
what the
shoving shit up her
hell?
fucking snatch. Is
She gave birth to it.
No, she didn't. She was shoving that shit up in it. She was like a gerbil in your ass, only in your fucking vagina. This bitch is...
Slave.
Oh no, Mr. Slave.
Or Lemmy Winks.
Oh my god.
Poor
Lemmy,
Lemmy
aren't you
Winks.
glad
Lemmy
you're here
Winks.
for this episode? As far as Howard was concerned, this was a medical marvel, a supernatural occurrence of some sort that he could not explain.
People were so dumb back then. Sorry, go ahead.
John Howard was perplexed. He would write to England's most revered doctors and scientists, and he would even write to the secretary of King George I.
That lady's got ghosts in her blood. She better do heroin about it.
She better do some heroin about it.
Oh my god.
Ursula probably did heroin about it, didn't you, Ursula?
She did that before we got here.
We already
She
know what
always-
she's doing over there.
Don't say it again.
I was gonna say if it was...
I was just waiting to see if anyone looked at me and knew what I was talking about.
Grounded. I'm still your mom. Oh yeah, did I say something?
I don't know. I just said fuck,
I should,
and I'm
like,
not paying it again
really
because I already paid
uncomfortable.
it. That was my free fuck.
Free fuck.
It's never free.
It's never free.
It's never free.
It isn't.
Poor John.
Newsflash. It's
Poor
never
John,
free.
indeed.
The king, no doubt intrigued, sent 2 men to investigate further. The first, Nathaniel St. Andre, his Swiss surgeon, and the second, Samuel Molyneux, the Prince of Wales' secretary. While awaiting the arrival of the king's men, Mary would continue to give birth to small, dead baby rabbits.
Your daughter's losing her fucking mind over there.
Listen to the story.
I can't. And then I'm drinking this.
Continuously? How many baby rabbits are we talking
She
about?
continued to give birth to them, but they were all dead.
Oh.
Oh my god, I'm gonna
That's
like
because
barf.
she fucking murdered them and broke their backs and stuffed them up in her fucking twat.
cooch.
I don't know that. But I'm assuming that
we're
We don't know
assuming.
that yet. John Howard had Mary moved to the larger town of Guilford, where he worked, to be able to closely tend to her.
Yeah, I'd want to closely tend to that bitch, too. Mentally. Oh, God.
Doctors would confirm both the feeling and the sight of what seemed to be movement or leaping of Mary's stomach before the births. Every time Mary gave birth to a rabbit, or in some cases, rabbit pieces, they were dead. They were all dead.
Well, of course they were.
But they saw her tummy move.
Maybe she did it. Or maybe she had what's it called? Not an aortic aneurysm. There's one that's in your stomach.
What?
You can have an aneurysm in your stomach, and that one will kill you like 99% of the time. But it feels like
an
a baby
ulcer?
moving. It feels it's an aneurysm, and it feels like a baby moving.
Maybe she had that.
Could
Because she didn't
Maybe the
die,
bitch was
but the
just
rabbits were
batshit
born dead.
crazy.
Or she was moving her stomach weird. I mean, people are fucking dumb at this time, right?
Well, people are dumb now.
I mean, fair.
Do you cover later in the story what the doctors thought was happening to the rabbits?
Possibly.
Wesley, don't ruin it for me. Okay, right now I'm just saying that
so awesome.
she's
Do you
breaking
cover what's gonna happen?
she's breaking rabbits' backs and she's shoving them up her snatch. That's what I'm saying.
That's Tracy's,
I can't even drink this
Tracy's.
blood-colored beer.
Well, because she doesn't want to get like bit on the inside, right? So she's fucking.
Oh,
Oh,
It-
hell no.
It ain't no like live lemmy wing shit, right?
Oh my god. I really hope it ain't. I'm really hoping she's pregnant with rabbits.
She's so pregnant with rabbits.
So every time Mary would give birth to a rabbit and it was dead, John Howard would quickly pickle it and put it in a jar on his shelf to study. Word was getting out that there was a woman giving birth to rabbits, and Mary was becoming something of a local celebrity. The very idea of something like this was absolutely astonishing to the public and the medical community alike. On October 10th, 1726, the Weekly Journal published the first newspaper notice about the case of Mary Toft, writing, "From Guildford comes a strange but well-attested piece of news. That poor woman who lives at Godalming near that town, who has a husband and 2 children now living with her, was, about a month past, delivered by John Howard, an eminent surgeon and man midwife living at Guildford, of a creature resembling a rabbit."
that
Is
poor
he stuffing
woman.
them up her snatch? Is there snook in her
They
sniz?
called him to come deliver it.
There's no snook in her sniz.
I don't know if there's a snook in the snooze.
Listen, I
We don't know if there's a snook in the snooze.
listen.
I just want to say that poor woman, those poor fucking rabbits.
Listen. We don't know.
What if she was Mr. Slaving it, like with the Paris Hilton one, where he
Yeah.
like goes and like
And
sits
she's like-
on her head, and then he's like,
Oh my
you know.
gosh.
Shout out South
But
Park.
she's like, because you said she can't catch the rabbit, right? But what if she like launches
She
herself
couldn't
across
catch
and just
it.
like
See, there's your
lands,
thing.
lands right on it with her fucking snatch, and it like,
Well, she became
And it
obsessed with
smooches.
rabbits, and then all of a sudden she was pregnant with them.
dude, she's doing some.
yeah.
The king's men arrived on November 15th, 1726, and were eager to quickly get down to business assessing Mary and the rabbits. And conveniently, just as they were arriving, Mary went into labor with her 15th rabbit. The men witnessed the birth and a couple more births after that. And though they had witnessed Mary give birth to these rabbits, they were skeptical, just like Trass.
As they should be.
They examined the rabbits thoroughly and determined that they most likely did not originate in her womb. Some of the rabbits appeared to be fetuses, while others were as much as 3 months old. Some were hairless, while others were completely covered in hair. In at least one of the bunny subjects, the stomach contents would seem to contain grass and hay, leading to further questions.
These poor baby bunnies.
That's what
They're
I'm
naked
saying.
baby bunnies. They're just getting shoved up in vaginas. Or one in particular.
Listen,
God.
this is a true story.
This really happened,
This
you guys.
really fucking happened.
Wesley, will you hand me a beer? Because I need more to deal with this Mary Toft bullshit.
The king's surgeon, St. Andre, was in awe of the possibility that this was a medical miracle he was witnessing. He explained that he believed the reason some of the rabbits were born in pieces was because of the hard labors that Mary was experiencing.
That makes no fucking sense.
What are
at
you
all.
on?
Remember, men don't know anything
They're
about
fucking
women. They
stupid.
still don't
Fucking
to
men.
this
So
day, and
they
they
thought
did it
that the uterus was crushing the
squeezing
bunnies.
it, yeah.
and
Okay, but
ripping
what do
the
they
hair
think
off.
happens when a fucking bunny gives birth? The same fucking thing.
when any animal gives birth.
Right. It's the same thing.
Yeah, the uterus was just crushing these bunnies and
The thing that just gets me the most is that they actually thought that a human fucking being was giving birth to fucking rabbits. Like,
I just want to say,
hello.
Several pieces of money in that little
Yeah,
sentence.
thanks.
Oh
Thanks.
my fucking god. I can't right now.
After further questioning by the doctors, Mary repeated the story of how she'd been bewitched of sorts by rabbits in the fields recently. She explained how she became obsessed with the idea of them, even at times dreaming of them.
Yeah, because she was sexually fucking aroused by rabbits. What the
That's what's bestiality.
I can't. Okay.
This fit incredibly well with a popular medical theory at the time. Now I have an
right.
explanation for you, and it's called maternal impression. It was the theory that attempted to explain birth defects and congenital disorders. It was a belief that a pregnant woman could mark or imprint or deform the fetus through imagination.
What the fuck?
I'll give
I
you an
mean,
example.
Listen.
If a mother was afraid of, or if she was scratched by a cat during pregnancy, her baby might be born with cat-like features. That's really what they thought.
Yeah, that doesn't... After I said what the fuck, I realized what we're dealing with, and I realized that they were all fucking dumb.
Yeah.
So-
I mean,
Yeah, and if a baby was born with like a flattened cranium, the woman must have gotten scared by a toad.
right. And like medicine was in its infancy, right? So they didn't even know where everything was in the
Do you
body
ever
yet.
wish you could just, like, time travel back
Yeah, all the time.
and be like, look at this?
I want to be in one of those medical theaters and
Yeah.
watch them like dissect people.
Yeah, but then I'm going to be the bitch that's like, look at this cell phone. Y'all are
Well,
fucking
I'm going to
dumb.
be that witchy woman that knows too much.
Right, and then you're going to get drowned.
And I don't
burned
know
at the
shit,
stake.
but they're going to be like, oh, damn, she knows a lot. Yeah,
She's a witch.
But side note, most notably in 1862, the theory was used to explain why Joseph Merrick, and you might know who he is as the Elephant Man, was born with his disfigurement. It said that his mother was terrified of elephants while she was pregnant, and so as a result, he was born resembling one.
That's a lie. She
Well-
wasn't. She just, that
She
was
probably
a
gave
thing
birth.
she gave in her own fucking brain to make her feel better about the
I
fact
don't know.
that her son was deformed.
I'm just, maybe.
Sometimes I yell at you during the pod, and I don't mean to.
It's
But
okay.
I'm double fisting over here,
It's
and you're
fine.
talking about some bitch pushing fucking rabbits
My
out of her
sister
vagina.
gets mad and it's funny.
It's,
This was what makes our show. Is me egging her on.
it really
Or
fucking
her
is.
egging me on.
It's so rude.
But all the doctors assessing Mary did not agree. Another surgeon sent by King George I, I'm going to butcher this name.
Let me try it.
Okay.
I don't know where.
Jesus.
Let me try it. I don't know
Wait.
where we're at.
King George I, Syracuse.
Yeah, okay.
Syracuse.
Syriacus?
Syriacus Ehlers, I got.
Just say Ehlers.
Yeah, Ehlers. Said he observed Mary pressing her knees and thighs together as if to prevent something from dropping down.
Exactly. She
He
was
was
doing
onto her.
Kegels. She was doing Kegels.
He was like, nah, bitch.
I know
ain't
you
giving-
done.
Yeah.
I know you done shoved a rabbit up
I
your
already
snatch.
know about you.
You pull a rabbit out of a hat. This bitch pulls
You
a
pull a
rabbit
rabbit
out
out
the
of your
snatch.
vagina.
No, you gotta say snatch. You gotta pull the rabbit out the snatch. It's not a rabbit. It's a rabbit in a hat. A rabbit in a snatch.
It's
right?
quite the magic trick,
Hell
if
yeah.
you will.
If you will.
You guys
you
want to
will.
see my trick?
No, I don't want to.
You better
Why would you say that?
not
Why
ever.
would you say that?
I don't ever. No.
Bugs Bunny did live in a hole.
He did.
Oh my
We
god.
don't know what kind.
But Saint Andre was convinced by what he had seen and was determined to prove Mary's situation was an example of maternal impression theory. He promptly returned to the king with a pickled rabbit in tow.
Yeah. So the. Never mind. Go ahead.
On November 29th, Mary was taken to the local bathhouse in London, along with all of the evidence that she had given birth to so far, where she would be examined further by as many as 10 doctors at a time, all of whom were men.
Of course.
Yeah, because they're fucking stupid and they don't even know what a
Fucking
vagina
men.
looks like.
They're fascinated by this
I'm
story.
sure they are. Let's look at this lady's vagina. Woo!
Oh my god.
Nobody ever lets us look
Oh,
at their
my
fucking vaginas. Not
fucking
even my
God.
wife. You know?
This is so great.
I don't think back then, did they look at vaginas back then?
They
Yeah.
didn't, like, I mean, not really look at them. And even if they looked at them externally, they sure as fuck didn't know what was going on internally.
Oh, no.
No, they don't know anything that's going on with it, but men were fucking creeps now and they're creeps then.
Oh, okay.
Like, the fucking...
Sorry, Wes.
Okay,
Sorry,
but like
not
the
Uncle
female,
Wesley.
but at this time, like female pleasure and shit wasn't a thing.
It was all about the men's pleasure.
Yeah, so they weren't as interested in vaginas as like my husband is today.
Can we say vagina this many times? Vagina, vagina, vagina.
Vagina, vagina,
Penis,
vagina.
penis, penis. Does that counter?
Is that a swear?
Yeah, let's put it in.
Okay, let's do it. The king was supportive of the study of Mary's condition. He was both curious and impatient to learn all about her and her rabbit offspring. And at the bathhouse, examinations occurred daily, and Mary became something of a lab experiment. She did not give birth to any more rabbits, though she did seem to experience labor pains. She actually became quite sick and even reportedly had a series of seizures, which would cause her to lose consciousness. She did, however, fully recover.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're shoving random objects in
Up
your fucking
your
body
fucking
cavities,
crotch.
and maybe one of them had rabies.
Who the
Who the fuck knows?
Ew.
Or
Ew.
some kind of fucking ringworm or fucking, not ringworm's not gonna fucking make you all weird.
Ringworm.
But you know what I mean.
ringworm.
It was ringworm.
Fuck, I've had that shit. Shit's nasty. At that time, Mary had given birth to as many as 18 rabbits in all.
What a whore. Sorry.
Jesus.
Why are they always
criminy.
named Mary?
For real?
They are always named
Mary was a very popular
Marys
name.
are fucking psychos. Just saying.
One day,
Sorry, all the Marys out there in
Don't mean
podcast
to
land.
stir it
love
up,
you,
but
Marys.
Are you psychotic?
Probably.
You want to be my friend?
You? I want to be your friend. One day, during Mary's bathhouse stay, a doorman was caught sneaking into Toft's room. When confronted by doctors, it was found that he was in possession of a small hairless rabbit. When pressed, he confessed that Mary's sister-in-law, Margaret Toft, had bribed him to get the smallest rabbit he could find and sneak it into Mary.
Oh, wow. I'm so
But it's
shocked.
not Mary.
No, because somebody else is bringing her the rabbits to shove up her fucking hoo-ha because she hasn't, left. She's got to, make it look good.
Mary explained that he had been asked to bring it to her, but that she had been craving the rabbit to eat. When the doctors heard this excuse, they knew they were being lied to.
Well, yeah.
Finally, they were smart about something.
they're smart about.
I mean, she could be, drinking the blood and then, doing this and then shoving it in.
Probably she was.
Just ew.
Wesley
All the
hates
ew.
it every time I
Probably
do
gave
it.
him a little kiss, too. Fucking weird ass Mary.
He doesn't know what girls do. Girls do nasty shit.
We know.
Oh my god.
So do boys.
True. They coaxed the truth from Mary by threatening to perform a particularly brutal surgery on her to determine if she had strange reproductive organs. Mary quickly confessed.
What did Mary confess
If
to?
you don't tell me what you did, I'll stab you
Well, yeah,
right in the vagina.
Surgery at that time? Because what year are we talking? 1800?
1726.
Yeah, that's scary as fuck,
no
dude.
shit.
Like,
There's no anesthesia.
No, and
You're gonna die.
You're gonna
die.
Yeah, you're gonna get
gonna
an
die.
infection, and you're gonna fucking die from
And you'll
this.
probably die. Actually, you will die.
It's going to be painful, and it's going to be horrible, and you're gonna die.
And you're gonna die at the end. On December 7th, 1726, Mary made a full confession, which was somewhat unfortunate for Dr. St. Andre, who just days earlier had released his gripping new expose titled A Short Narrative on the Extraordinary Delivery of Rabbits.
Oh, because he fucking believed her?
That was the king's surgeon who was totally believing her.
Did he die? Did he get killed?
He didn't get killed, but he definitely got laughed the fuck out because,
Because you dumb.
he
you real
wrote
dumb.
a whole thing and then, everyone was like, you're an idiot.
What? She gave birth to rabbits?
How dare she?
Oh, man.
Although the rabbit births weren't real, Mary assured all that the pain certainly was.
No shit, Mary.
She explained that the hoax was made possible by an accomplice inserting parts of dead animals into her vagina, which she would then hold inside and expel at various times.
That's so disgusting.
held them in
so
there.
think about a rotting corpse in your vagina, right?
Oh my
So
God,
what do
that's
rotting
so
corpses
extra.
they build up in gas, and just the fact that how they smell and
Just the fact that it's a rotting corpse in
Well,
your
we need to go back to the eels.
Yeah.
Spine.
well, the smell right, where the
Jesus.
fuck did the
where
eels
did they
come
get
from?
Yeah.
this?
But the smell alone, I understand that it wasn't hygiene wasn't at the top of everybody's fucking radar.
Well, we know Mary wasn't really getting
I have
it during
something
this time.
else disturbing to tell you.
Oh, okay.
So, the rabbits were born with their nails and teeth intact, making for painful deliveries. The animal's remains were concealed in Mary's body for weeks at a time, making it a miracle that she wasn't sickened by a bacterial infection.
Absolutely.
Which I think she probably initially was, and that's what caused those seizures that she was having at
Right.
the bathhouse.
But then she probably just like was addicted to having shit shoved up her fucking cooter that she was like,
Could you, think about it, could you do that? Like, hold it in?
no, I'm not fucking psychotic though. I mean,
Well,
maybe a little bit,
We're
but
never gonna do that. But I mean, could you just even do that? Is that even possible?
I mean, yeah. I mean, if you were, you have vagina
Those
muscles are
bitches get
strong
those
enough.
beads that they stick up their crotch and do those Kegels. It's very...
The beads or the balls, because
The
the
balls.
beads you're talking about go up the ass and not the fucking vagina.
The balls they
just
put
make
in
that-
their vagina.
the vagina balls?
No, they're called Benoit balls, and I actually have some in my purse right now that have never been opened.
Oh, hell fucking nah.
Shout out, John.
Just continue. I never said anything.
They're Benoit
We're
balls.
breaking Wesson the right way.
Oh my
You good,
God.
Wes?
Good.
Mary explained that the story she had told of being bewitched by a rabbit was not true.
Oh, wah, wah, wah.
In fact, the reason they chose the rabbits was because they were widely available at the time. I say they because in Mary's confession, she claimed that this idea to give birth to rabbits was forced on her. She alleged the main players in the hoax to be her husband, Joshua Toft, her mother-in-law, Anne Toft, and her sister-in-law, Margaret Toft, which, if true, is really sort of terrifying that somebody could...
That doesn't, that kind of tracks though. Like, they were probably like some sick, twisted motherfuckers, and they were probably like, this is gonna make us famous, and
We'll
let's
make
fuck
you
her
do
up.
it. Yeah.
Because we're not fucking any of us up, but we want the money from it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Ugh, ick.
Fucking losers.
And imagine actually going through with something like this. Like, what would have to happen to force you to let someone shove dead rabbits into your vagina? There's a real chance Mary may have been a victim in all this.
I mean, fair. I mean, that seems
Yeah.
like a fair assumption.
I think so, too.
Ursula, you okay over there?
Oh, girl.
She's not fucking okay. She's not.
She's never fucking okay.
I was waiting
Not
for
with
Kaylee.
a story like this going down.
I was waiting for Kaylee to say that she was doing things.
She probably
You're-
has some of your binyala
That is
balls.
a fucking Okay, so the Toft motive was probably a financial one. They thought if Mary's story became famous enough, they could start charging money for people to come watch her give birth to a rabbit and thus would be lifted from poverty. Never mind that it was a hideously gruesome idea and extremely dangerous for Mary. Even after all the risk, neither Mary nor the Toft family ever received any financial gain from the hoax.
Fuck around and
Good.
found out, didn't you?
Yeah. Mary was crucified in the papers. The press reported her as the great queen of rabbits and liars, which I thought was fucking awesome.
I mean,
The way they worded shit, like, the great queen of rabbits and liars. That's not even the right fucking
That was
accent.
like fucking Viking or something.
bow down, bitch.
The great... You got me doing the
No,
roll
bitch.
of the
The
tongue.
great queen of rabbits and liars.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
There we go.
Good job, mate.
Hello. Hello, governor.
Hello.
Anyway, but the doctors who took part in Mary's care did not get away unscathed, thank God. They were ridiculed for even entertaining the fucking idea that this human woman could have ever given birth to rabbits. The medical field as we know it was still in its infancy, as we said earlier, and the public was concerned that these doctors were extremely limited in their expertise, and many of them lost their credibility, and it tarnished the reputation of doctors as a profession everywhere.
Well, as
Good.
it should, because they're all fucking stupid.
Stupid
Bunch of
mother
fucking quacks.
dumbass.
Bloody hell.
Still a good word.
What?
Dumbass.
Oh, I thought you were saying fucking loser.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking
we got that.
loser.
Mary Toft was charged as a notorious and vile cheat. That's what her charge was.
Like, by the police,
Yeah, by the government.
By the king?
Hold on.
By the
Okay.
crown.
Believed her?
Hold
The
up.
crown.
Hold up. The crown.
Yes.
Say it again.
The crown.
She was charged with.
She was charged as a notorious and vile cheat.
Wow. I didn't know
That's-
such a thing.
Really intense, but I think
Yeah.
it's almost stands for nothing, right?
Right.
Yep.
Except for like a liar.
Whoops.
You a liar, bitch.
Let me slap you on. Let me slap you on your
Liar.
wrist.
She was in prison at Bridewell Prison for 4 months. Mary was housed in a public cell facing... and
Hold.
she was housed.
She went to prison.
Yeah, they put her in
Okay.
jail for this. Yeah.
That's what you get for pushing dead rabbits out your fucking.
How dare you?
She's lucky she's not burned at the stake.
I
It's
know,
probably not funny.
Because this is that time, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean-
so it's kind of... I was kind of shocks you that she didn't.
Probably not
She just
funny.
basically got her hand slapped, but
I
she should have.
enjoyed
She
it.
almost could have been a witch, you know.
You almost could have been.
You almost could have been a witch.
Too bad you were too fucking stupid
Too bad
to
you were
almost
just
could have been.
weird. You're just a little weird. We don't want you in our fucking group.
I don't want to be a friend.
I don't want to be your friend if you're doing that.
your friend.
Mary Toft was housed in a public-facing cell, and mobs of commoners and nobility alike came to gawk and tease her as a great imposter.
Did they throw tomatoes at her?
Probably. I mean, that's what I envision.
Oh, poor Murray.
Eventually, though, Mary was released without charge. She slipped back into society and lived a quiet, inconsequential life. In February 1728, Mary gave birth once again, but this time to a human child.
I was going to fucking punch you in the face. I was literally...
I should have paused before I said it.
I thought you were going to say a baby deer. I was like,
Oh my god.
fucking light this bitch up right now.
To a lizard. No.
Right.
A girl that she named Elizabeth, and this would be
Oh,
Mary's...
she didn't name her Bunny?
She didn't.
Ah.
She should have.
This would be the last birth of her life. The local Godalming parish said it was, quote, her first child after her pretended rabbit breeding, end quote. They had a lot to say. These motherfuckers all had a lot to say.
Oh my god.
Mary,
that's real rough, especially at that time. Like, that's like...
That's like a real diss.
Major shade.
Hardcore.
Major.
Hardcore.
Mary also found work on rare occasions when members of nobility would pay her to attend their parties as a sort of celebrity oddity.
Yeah, definitely an oddity.
Yeah.
For sure.
Come see the lady that pushed
Come
vaginas out of her.
come on.
That pushed.
She pushed... Well, I mean, yeah,
She'll put
technically...
anything in there for a 20.
That's right. And
I
it's
mean, not even at the
disturbing.
time. Like, at the time, it's like a penny, right? Or like whatever the
Like,
UK equivalent
I have
was.
no idea. I have no idea. I've got
But
some.
Technically, she did push vaginas out of her vagina because there were probably some female rabbits.
I mean, if you want to get
Technical.
yeah. So I
Just
wasn't
saying.
wrong.
No,
I wasn't
you ain't
wrong. Thanks for making me right.
No problem.
Got my back on that.
Got you.
She had one more brush with the law, though, in 1740
Jesus.
when she was charged with stealing livestock.
Oh my
Nobody
God.
really knows why,
Was she
Take the
stuffing it
fucking
in her
wheel,
vag?
Jesus.
but it was likely a result of still living in poverty.
Yeah.
Mary Toft died at the age of 60 in 1763. The parish noted her as, quote, Mary Toft, widow, the impostress rabbit, end quote.
Hold on.
Say it really like.
Say it again.
Say it
again.
really strong.
Say
Mary
it with your
Toft.
chest.
Widow, the impostress rabbit. They called her. What the fuck, man? What?
I don't
Get
know.
a life.
Well,
Like, why are they
because she fucking tried to fool them all by
She did
sticking fucking rabbits up her vagina.
do something real disturbing? So, I mean,
She did a few things real disturbing. 18 of them to be
ugh.
in fact.
Why
that's
you gotta
not
get
right.
all graphic?
What's
That's right.
That's right. In fact, yeah.
In fact, yeah.
as
So-
a matter of fact? I don't
Well,
know.
you can.
It
say
doesn't
either-
sound right
either
to
way.
me, but I've been drinking too much, so here we are.
So there it is, guys. That's the story of Mary Toft.
Listen, Mary had some fucked up shit going on.
I
All right,
know.
she was poor, and you brought up the whole.
But can you even fucking believe this is a true story, everyone? This really happened.
This is fucked up. However, I am going to agree with the fact that, like, her husband and her mother-in-law and her sister-in-law probably did force her to do this shit for money.
So
And then
I've
when
got-
she didn't get any fucking money from it,
Right.
then what?
I know. I've got a couple
I did.
reasons why she may have done
I
it.
did. I'm here for it. I'm still mad. Like, I'm like in a weird space.
Listen, it's
Like-
it's disturbing.
Okay, so like
It makes you feel icky.
most of these podcasts, I know y'all know me out there in podcast land. Okay, like I'm the one that pops off, and I'm the one that screams.
I know you all know me out there in
And-
podcast
but for
land.
real, like every fucking episode except for the one that I narrated, I fucking pop off, and even then, I may have popped off. I don't know, but like this one's fucking weird, and I don't
know.
I don't know.
wanted to do something weird.
I don't know how to feel. Like I'm not mad. I'm not mad.
No, but you feel icky, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
and
what I wanted.
I feel really confused.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you're underusing your body?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I could be.
You could accomplish so much
Best
more.
line of the whole podcast
That
tonight.
is the best line of it.
I could be doing so much more, Wes.
You really could.
Thank you.
Wow.
Like, wow.
You're underachieving.
She walked 2 hours to work every 4 hours.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm a lazy bitch in my air conditioning at home,
4 hours of walking and doing this. What the hell are you
and
doing
I
with your
never
life?
stuck
Even
anything
imagine.
up my vagina. I mean,
I know.
Well-
no dead
foreign
animals.
objects, anyways.
Yeah, or nothing like that.
No dead
Well.
animals.
Nothing that
wasn't
supposed
made
to be up there by
Right.
nature.
Nothing that wasn't made to stuff up there has been up there. So I feel like, yeah, Wes, you're right. I'm an underachiever at this point. So I mean, what else you got for me, Janet?
So it might seem pretty cut and dry, even if it is extremely odd. But if you're anything like me, your head is spinning right now. Because in all the bizarre histories of forever, never has there ever been a story quite like this one, ever.
I do not.
I looked it up. Not saying that I'm the greatest
but nobody's
researcher,
like
but I
giving
have not
birth
found
to
anything like this.
Yeah, no, that's weird.
So naturally, we're left with no satisfying explanation, no really good reason for why we think Mary Toft would go to these lengths. What is it that she's trying to accomplish? Is it actually plausible to believe that a woman would go through having someone else insert dead animals into her vagina, go through the anguish of holding them in for weeks, and willingly put herself through the excruciating experience of birthing each of them? For what? What's the reason? Money? Notoriety? We need answers. So I have a couple ideas.
Okay.
I'm going to present
All right.
to the class.
Oh, and a class you have today.
An whole class.
And I'm very attentive right now. I'm at attention. Let's hear it.
First, I explored the idea that Mary was being threatened or forced to do this by her husband and in-laws. Like, that's a real possibility.
Yeah.
They were the ones who reportedly were bringing the rabbits to Mary. They were also the ones who assisted her in inserting them. And they even tried to get more rabbits to Mary when she was living in that bathhouse, remember, under the care of numerous physicians. So it was like hard to get to her.
But she still needed to be given birth to him to make it realistic.
So she had to perform, right?
Absolutely.
So why do I think that that's not the right answer? Because in order for that plan to have played out so perfectly the way it did in the very beginning, I believe she would have had to have been a willing participant to some degree. She played the part.
Yeah, I mean, fair. Yeah.
She held these animals inside of her fucking body and expelled them days apart.
Right.
Like,
and yeah, you said she held him in there for weeks at some point.
yeah. And she went through real pain with each birth and still continued day after day to play along. And she never told the doctors, ever. She was subjected to examination after examination, embarrassing shit over the course of several months, and she never once uttered a word that it might be a lie. So was she coaxed into the idea? Maybe. But was she forced into it? I tend to think no.
What she meant? Did it say anything about like how mentally like
in the beginning? Okay, she's really poor. She's uneducated, malnourished, so you could kind of understand like where she's at.
Right.
But was she stupid? I'm poor. Does that make me stupid?
No.
Not always.
Nah.
Sometimes.
No.
But not always. So next I thought maybe it was possible that Mary was convinced that this hoax could be a way to bring her and her family out of extreme poverty. As I explained, Mary's husband was a tailor, and at that time in English history, it was a low-paying job and it was often hard to find employment. Mary walked 2 hours both to and from her job in the hop fields every single day. She probably made about 10 pounds a year. That's equivalent to 1,600 pounds today, or $2,042 US a year.
What the fuck?
A year. We make that in no time.
Yeah. No.
To support her family.
Yeah.
So that kind of money isn't going to support anything but a bad attitude and possibly ideas on ways to get out of the situation, like maybe giving birth to rabbits.
Well,
you see where I'm going there.
I mean, that's fucked up.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy. So we've all been broke before, and we've all had times where we really wanted to order a pizza for the 4th time this week, but can't because we're trying to be responsible with our cash.
Right.
This is not that kind of poor that Mary Toft faced. Both she and her family were living in extreme poverty in 1726 and had been and were facing a real possibility of living in it forever. I'm talking about homelessness and starvation, death looming closely, lurking and creeping around every corner for you and your loved ones. Life for Mary wasn't about living. It was about surviving and probably dreaming about being able to just breathe and what it would be like to not be afraid anymore. This, I believe, really probably could have caused a woman to do what Mary did. The idea that if she became unique, she could capture the imagination of the country and in turn capture their pocketbooks.
And she had kids, right?
Yeah, and she's a mother.
Okay.
So
that's
moms will do anything.
I would do anything to feed my children.
Feed my kids. Yeah. I would too. This is where I'm starting to be like, maybe
I don't know
that's
if I'd stuff a snook up my sniz, but I may
probably would have came up with a different idea.
Yeah.
I don't think I would have come up with this idea.
I just the thought of rotting corpses
inside of you
in my vaginal cavities.
Yeah, I think that doesn't sound fun. What about you, Wes?
When you got a skill, you got to play to your advantages. So,
of course, you would say some shit like that.
Okay, but then I thought even if poverty was the initial reason for Mary's rabbit hoax, there had to have been like a catalyst that would make Mary believe a con like that was even a possibility. And that is the perfect storm of trauma and mental illness.
Well, yeah.
Back in 1700 England, no one knew of trauma or anxiety or of the effects of decades of extreme poverty or what they could have on a person's mental health. I mean, the doctors really thought a pregnant woman being afraid of rabbits could turn her babies into rabbits in the womb. It's
Fucking
insane.
dumbasses.
I know. But I don't fault them. They were learning. The world of science was strange to them, maybe even scary, and nothing was more misunderstood at that time than a woman's brain.
Or
Still
a woman.
is sometimes.
Still is.
A woman, period.
Yeah, I know. They're just witches, right?
Right.
But surprisingly, she wasn't. I don't think it's a stretch to imagine that in order to carry out a deception like this, Mary would have most certainly have had to have some sort of mental illness. Whatever the reason, it required real sacrifice from Mary. And though...
You've taken one for the team, Murray.
I mean,
Dedicated.
Dedication.
Shut up.
A for effort.
And though it makes for a super interesting and downright disturbing story, it's important to remember that there was a real woman at the heart of it, as well as some real unfortunate poor baby bunnies.
Those poor baby bunnies. They didn't deserve that shit.
No. Also, poor children. Imagine me going to fucking school being like,
Ooh.
yeah, my mom was the one who
My
gave birth to the
mom's-
rabbits.
My mom stuck rabbits in her vagina.
We didn't make a dime off of it.
So what do
I'm
you think?
still hungry.
What do you think, Wes? Do you think...
Well, I think there's a couple other things that I learned in my research for this episode.
Okay.
That Anne, her mother-in-law, was a midwife.
Oh.
Oh, interesting. I did not see that.
And at that time, they were all getting replaced by the male doctors. So, this could have been a ploy to make all the male doctors look
Like
bad
dumbasses.
and bring the midwife back into her prominence.
great
And there was a
Yeah.
second alternative theory that it was a protest to the rabbit farmers who were taking out a lot of the land that peasants were working to turn them into rabbit farms, cutting down on jobs.
Oh, that's a good theory, too.
So, because of everything that was going on,
But really, like, would you shove rabbits in your vagina?
well,
for the cause.
if you were that dedicated, you know.
I mean, I
God.
wouldn't.
Well,
don't
some
know.
people are more dedicated than you.
I probably...
We've already established that.
I
So-
probably know a few that would, but it
Well,
ain't
you
me,
know.
girl.
Oh my god.
But the news story back in the day had such an impact on the country that a lot of restaurants pulled rabbit off their menu.
Yeah, because, like, where did this come from?
Intentionally
Mary's
tanking.
vagina?
Right.
I'm not eating
Which kind of
this.
somewhat led to tanking some of the rabbit farms who may have turned that back into farmland for more
But
people to
an
work.
uneducated poor woman, I don't think that she could have foreseen that.
Right.
Probably not. But
No.
I'm just
That
saying.
But it's
reaction.
an interesting.
But I
like-
wonder if it has an effect on like why you don't hear about people like eating rabbit much. to
Yeah,
this
people
day.
Yeah,
don't.
don't
But, I
really-
mean, like, they continued to eat rabbit, like,
I've had rabbit.
maybe a little later.
Right.
They gave it 5 years or whatever, and then they
Yeah.
were like, you
They
know
were
what?
back
You know
on
what
it.
sounds good?
Yeah.
Rabbit.
Nah.
But those
Not
are
the
just
one-
a
but
couple
Mary's
other
dead
theories
now,
that
so-
I had heard of.
Yeah,
That would
she
make-
gone.
Yeah,
They
that's
make
cool.
sense,
That's
though.
cool.
But also her mother-in-law being a midwife
Yeah, that
could
Interesting.
assist.
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
She was, what I had read was she was the one helping her get that in place.
Yeah.
I'm sure to get it in
And-
the right place to be able to not
Right.
pass
Well,
it.
when she confessed, she said that they were the ones that put it in her. But, like, of course, it was all their fault. You know.
Well,
Those two had a
I'm
close
not-
relationship.
They really had a real close relationship.
Really knew
Real
each
close
other.
ties
just
and
so
bonds.
innocent.
Imagine like the family gatherings after this shit.
There were none.
Thanksgiving was probably
There
real
were
quiet.
none.
There were none. They couldn't afford it, and B,
No.
they were embarrassed.
They were so embarrassed.
I'm just
Also, shout out she lived that long back then.
I mean,
For real.
60. That's a
Yeah, that's
pretty
pretty
good.
Especially with everything that happened.
And also, what a miserable life.
yeah.
Poor Mary.
Wow.
Sorry, Mary Toft.
Sorry, Murray.
So anyway, we'd like to thank you all for letting us educate and impregnate your brains with sicko visions
Ew.
of tiny bunnies tonight. Do you like that I wrote that?
That was
I
clever.
was very shocked. Don't do that ever again.
Yeah.
Thank you, Wes, for joining our poison tea party.
Thanks for having me,
This
guys.
was really fun. Did you guys have fun?
Yes.
Absolutely.
It's always fun.
I mean, I've been double fisting all night, and I'm, hey.
If you like what you heard tonight, don't forget to tell your friends, neighbors, and coworkers with questionable morals and invite them all to listen to the Poison Tea Party podcast. Tell them to head on over and check out the website at thepoisonteaparty.com. All freaks are welcome. If you want to contact us and let us know what you thought of the story tonight, or if you have any suggestions on something that we should cover in a future episode, drop us a line at thepoisonteaparty@gmail.com. We're dying for you to like us on Facebook and Instagram as well. Facebook is the
For
place.
real.
For real. Come and like us
Fuck
on
with
Facebook.
us, man.
And rate and review us on wherever the fuck you listen to us at.
That's right.
And Facebook is actually, though, the best place to get up-to-the-minute updates on any Poison Tea Party news. And now it's time to say goodbye. Until next time, lovers, you keep it classy like Tracy. You keep those pinkies up. You've been poisoned.